Kendrick's Super Bowl wasn't just a diss to Drake. Nah, that was the obvious play. The real chess move? It was a masterclass in subtle disrespect for the game. Everybody saw the shots at Drake, but Kendrick was out here running a whole shadow campaign, making sure the game was left on the sidelines, literally and figuratively. Let's break down every move, every lyric, and every stage cue that left the game out in the cold, watching from the parking lot like a fan who lost his ticket. First, let's talk about the pain. The game was already salty about not being invited to the 2022 Super Bowl with Snoop, M, and 50. He was on IG, on podcasts, everywhere, talking about how he put the West on his back.
Game was on our show, and Game said,
I'm not worried about another man, which is why expect me to be so angry about the Super Bowl. I don't give a about that.
Real reason I wasn't on the Super Bowl is because I'm not a safe artist.
I saw Dr. Dre, I saw 50 hanging upside down. I saw Mary.
Snoop Dogg was there because Snoop Dogg is safe and he a legend. So it's like Snoop is an icon. Dre is an icon. M is an icon, but M is not from LA.
I had one problem with the Super Bowl. Eminem stepped on the Compton courthouse and it broke.
Jay-Z, right? He said to me, the white guy called for 50 Cent. Who's the white guy? He said Eminem called directly for 50.
50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl. It's a Dr. Dre Super Bowl, but it is Jay-Z. LA, all around the Super Bowl. And
if
I
you
don't
look
get
at the order, the person that you would say didn't belong there, but you would probably, like, Game was upset, right? He was upset because he was supposed to be there in his head, right?
Mm-hmm. M is an icon, but M is not from LA. 50 is not from LA, and I'm not taking away from the fact that they were on the Super Bowl. LA, all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call. So
how did you feel?
I was hurt by that.
But who would you be upset is there in place of you? Who came after you that was there? You never mentioned that he had an issue with Kendrick,
yeah.
Right? And then later you see him in support of the Drake stuff.
Nigga, Drake is my brother. I f with Drake. Drake, nigga, I called Drake and I told the nigga I need this or I need that. Nigga gonna do it. If I tell him my kids want concerts, tickets, nigga, nigga in that bitch. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father first, nigga. And my loyalty is what motherfuckers is loyal to me.
How he deserved a spot, how he was the real voice of LA. Fast forward to 2025 and Kendrick is the headliner. The game's jealousy is public, and Kendrick's mere presence on that stage is a flex. That's like your ex seeing you at the club with a new boo, bottle service, and a VIP section. The game's out here peeking through the window, and Kendrick's just waving from the balcony. Now, the show opens with PlayStation controller sounds and visuals. The game is literally a character in GTA and has done video game commercials. Kendrick's message? This is my game now, and you're just a side quest. The game's out here thinking he's the main character, but Kendrick's got the cheat codes. That's like showing up to a Mario Kart race and realizing you're the banana peel. Then the stadium lights up with the text 100. That's not random. Drake and the game's collab 100 was filmed in Compton, with the game co-signing Drake and sneak dissing Kendrick. Kendrick's flipping the script. He's the one with the real 100 now, and the game is left out. That's like being the guy who started the party, but now you can't even get past the bouncer. Uncle Sam, played by Samuel L. Jackson, because why not, asks if you're ready to play the American game. Double entendre. The game, the rapper, and the game, the industry. Kendrick saying, you're not even in the league. The game's out here talking about being the MVP, but Kendrick's already got the trophy, the ring, and the parade. Then Kendrick performs All the Stars with SZA rapping, confrontation ain't nothing new to me. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. That's the game in a nutshell. Always talking bullets and gang, but never bringing the truth. Kendrick's not just talking about the industry, he's talking about the game's entitlement and bitterness. That's like being mad you didn't get invited to the cookout, but you never brought a dish. Remember the pop-out concert? Every LA street artist was invited, except the game. Kendrick's message, you're not part of this new Compton unity. You're not the voice of the city anymore. The game's out here posting throwbacks, but Kendrick's building the future. That's like showing up to a family reunion with a yearbook. Now, not like us. Kendrick starts by saying, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. On the surface, it's a shot at Drake and the botting accusations, but it's also a jab at the game, who's always tried to position himself as the loudest voice in Compton, claiming he put Kendrick on. Kendrick raps, "What's up with these jabroni niggas try to see Compton?" A direct shot at Drake, but also at the game, who brought Drake to Compton and now wants credit for Dot's success. That's like being the guy who introduced your friend to their wife and then asking for a seat at the wedding table. Kendrick performs TV off, and as the stage lights go dark, the crowd lights up with the words, "Game over." That's not just a video game reference, it's a career eulogy. The game's era is done. Kendrick's running the show. The game's out here pressing start, but Kendrick already finished the level. From the PlayStation theme to the 100 callback, from the Uncle Sam intro to the Game Over finale, Kendrick used every tool, lyrics, visuals, and even the guest list to show the game and the world who really runs hip-hop now. The game's out here talking about being the king of LA, but Kendrick's got the keys to the city, the stadium, and the culture. And the comedy? Bruh, the game's out here watching the Super Bowl from his couch, tweeting about how he should have been on stage, while Kendrick's out here crip walking on the 50-yard line. That's like being the guy who invented the light bulb and then getting mad when someone else pays the electric bill. Let's talk about the technical analysis. Every major move in diss is broken down for context and impact. Kendrick's not just dissing, he's strategizing. He's using every element of the performance to send a message. The PlayStation sounds? That's a jab at the game's video game persona. The 100 light show? That's a callback and a clapback. The Uncle Sam intro? That's a double entendre.
Listen, there was one point in my life that the game Jayceon Taylor was my favorite rapper, hands down. I would have squabbled for the game. You understand me? But growing up is learning that there is something wrong with that boy. The older I get, the more I look back at certain things and be like, yeah, I wouldn't have handled it like that. And then see something like, yeah, you did, that was kind of weird. But today we got the game lying on Kendrick Lamar. Let's go.
Dude, Chigs.
Shout out to Chigs.
Get ready.
Get Duke, you did.
Salute to
My
Chick
brother.
Smooth. Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys.
Come on,
Red
man.
rose, white ceilings. Looks like the game just got...
This is why I love Chigs. This is why Chigs keeps me aware of what's going on. This is a channel I like to go to. He said, oh boy, red rose, white ceiling.
core in another lie. Now, if you guys don't know, there's 4 people that when it comes to stories, people just don't believe them. These guys...
Fat Joe's one of them. The Game is another one. The Game is a prolific, you don't believe nothing he said. If the Game says it's blue, the sky is blue, you have to go outside and check. Whack 100 is another one.
Guys tend to fabricate stories, so much so that everybody thinks they're lying anytime they get on the podcast and talk about something. The Mount Rushmore of liars right now is The Game, LeBron James.
Wait, Kevin Gates. Is it because he said he started his car with his bare hands? I don't know him to be a prolific liar. I will say these two right here, whoo, Fat Joe and Gabe put up LeBron numbers. I ain't gonna lie, like this is basketball.
Fat Joe and Kevin Gates. If you know, you know. Anytime these guys tell a story, it's always the most craziest, unimaginable situations that you've ever heard.
I meet some of the strangest, most interesting people that just be attracted to me. Like I met a fucking monk one time that said he never talked, but he had to talk to me.
See, I never heard that one. Chicks doing his journalism.
Real talk.
He talked to you?
Yes.
Was he allowed?
I don't know. He taught me about chi, like energy. I like your chi, the energy that's in your body. Like
is he still a monk?
I don't know, but I know he had on that shit, and he said he had broke his vow of silence to talk to me.
My God.
He said something about my aura.
Yeah.
I meet some of the most interesting people everywhere I go. People just talk to me, and I don't even.
This should have been on my comedy channel. This is just jokes.
Look approachable.
I still remember Kevin Gates once told us that he jump-started a car with his bare hands.
Classic.
The later car was broke down, and I told her, listen, I could start your battery for you. She said, we need jumper cables. I say, no, you don't. I put my hands on the battery. I got this little thing that I do. I told her, give me the keys. I jumped in there and cranked the car. She said, "You my angel." I say, "Speak nothing of this."
Now, don't get it twisted.
He said, "Speak nothing of this." Imagine if that was true and somebody is a human jumper cable and they start your car and you're like, "Thank you, you're my angel," and turn around and say, "Speak nothing of this." I would be like, "All right, Electro, man, let me go away before this boy shot me down, hit me with a raiding move."
You guys, the game is also a generational liar. The man once photoshopped himself into a picture with Tupac, trying to tell people that they've met before. Now, a couple days ago, the game did an interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood, and once again, people are claiming that the game is telling a very, very delusional story. Big Boy asked him about his relationship with Kendrick. A lot of people felt like the game was moving funny last year, while Kendrick was in a rap battle with Drake.
Another thing I also had to realize is the game has this ability of joining groups, sides, whatever, coalitions of people, and then always ending up to being the odd man out, and where everybody is either insinuating they don't mess with him or openly saying they don't mess with him. And this goes from Interscope, or was he Aftermath, whatever the label, to G-Unit, to the entirety of the West Coast. Like, it always feels like when people talk about it, even if they respect the game or love the game, they always talk about like he the odd man out, right? And growing up, I always was just like, man, people be hating on the game. Hip hop broke my heart, man. It's not, it's gay. And then as the stories come out, as time goes on, I start going, yeah, some of that was definitely your fault, gang. I ain't gonna lie. That Black Slim Shady. I see it now. I used to think 50 Cent was the villain. And then things, as time went on, I went, you know what? I could kind of actually see what he was saying.
People saw the game was really not supporting his West Coast brother Kendrick. And
same way that he wasn't supporting 50 Cent during the beef. That's why after I started growing up, I started going, no, I kind of see this guy kind of likes to do that. Like, he kind of has a history of doing that.
As a matter of fact, he was actually showing a lot more love to Drake. So when
just like he was showing love to Fat Joe, Jadakiss while 50 Cent was beefing. This is what he does. That's why I said it's just like. And growing up, I was like, man, what's? But then I started looking at it different. And as a grown man, I'm being like, nah, that's just not some man shit to do. It's just not.
When Game was asked about Kendrick in the interview, here's what he said.
First time I met Kendrick was a long time ago. I don't even know if he'll remember. He was going to the Yet Center in Compton, and as part of a probationary program, I had to go be a big brother at this Yet Center, and me and my homie Tato,
getting hours signed. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, and I wasn't Kendrick's big brother, but he used to come in there and like, he was real young, man, and he was just always charismatic, always good with the words, man, and just a funny little guy. I don't even know if he remembers that. And so when I had and we grew up like.
What if he just broke it to, yeah, and we grew up in a red rose, white silk. I'm waiting for it. Look at what he wearing. Hold on, ISO cam. Look at what he wearing. Red text, white t-shirt. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Across the street and around the corner from each other, but I gang bang hard, and Dot, he non-affiliated, but he Compton, and he ain't no punk either. Right. So and everybody from the hood that don't bang still is from the hood.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he got that, but I always knew. So in the beginning, I would be going in the beginning of my career. I'd be going by Top Dog's house, and just helping him with J-Rock stuff and lending my 2 cents, since I was a little bit ahead of the curve than from where they were. And I was always asking Top, I was like, yo, let me get Dot. He was like, no. And so he knew what he was, I knew what he was. J-Rock
and you see, like, if you don't know nothing, this sounds mad believable. And then I even forgot the game just did that feature scam thing that everybody be doing, man. Like, and when you, like what I'm saying, when you have no context or nobody to fight these claims, that's how a lot of people get it. So it sounds like, okay, this could be believable. Nobody from the other side is saying anything different, from TDE saying no different. So.
When I took
J-Rock on tour, Dot was hype man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I asked Top again at my house in Glendale. I was like, let me get Dot. He was like, nah. But he was like, yo, what if we piece up TDE? And I was like, man, I got Black Wall Street. I'm good. Like, I want you to do
So
your
when you
thing.
say let me get Dot, are you talking about let me get him as an artist or as a feature?
Let me get him as an artist because I already knew.
Yeah.
I knew what he was gonna be. And
I'm gonna keep it gangsta. That would have been a bad move. Shout out to Tech 9. People don't realize that, first of all, that's my guru. That's my sensei. Y'all should know that already. Go check out our songs we got together. When Tech 9 is a big part of Kendrick getting signed too. People don't know that story. If you know, you know. Shout out to 9 and stuff. I've pretty much known the story, especially with how close I am with Tech and shit. I've pretty much known the story. This is a new wrinkle I ain't never heard. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much know the story of how Doc got signed and that whole little Tech 9 tour when he was hype man for J-Rock and stuff like that. But I don't remember this little wrinkle. I don't remember this. And I'm just saying, if Kendrick would have done that, we might not have ever seen this the way it is. Because, you know, not even to try to make fun of the game, but like the game couldn't help his own career to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and signing to a rapper is one of the worst things you can do, I believe. It works maybe 1 out of 10 times, but like, yeah, I don't think the game, especially like the game has like money problems now and legal problems. That would have been, thank God he did not.
The All the Stars performance, that's a lyrical fit. The Pop Out concert, that's the ultimate exclusion. Not Like Us, that's rigging the game and faking influence. TV Off, that's the final message. And the roast? Bruh, if you ever doubted Kendrick's ability to break the internet, just remember, somewhere out there, the game is still waiting for his Super Bowl invite, still posting throwbacks, still talking about how he put Kendrick on. Don't be that guy. Keep it real and you'll never have to worry about getting exposed. So what's the verdict? Kendrick's Super Bowl was a masterclass in subtle disrespect. From the PlayStation theme to the 100 callback, from the Uncle Sam intro to the Game Over finale, Kendrick used every tool, lyrics, visuals, and even the guest list to show the game and the world who really runs hip-hop now. Drop your favorite Super Bowl diss moment in the comments, smash that like, and hit subscribe for more breakdowns, more hip-hop history, and more culture-shifting moments. Because in this game, you gotta be like that. Peace.